Congratulations. If you're here with us right now, that means that you've made a decision to move forward in your health and weight management goals with TLS Weight Loss Solutions. So we're excited to get you started, and we start always with Detox Week, so we're going to kind of go through and explain exactly how you're going to be able to get started. Make sure that you know that you are definitely in the right place. This is going to be the last program that you ever have to follow, whether you're here just to lose 5 pounds or 100 pounds or more. It doesn't matter. If you're here just to find out how to feed your family healthy or to help yourself with some health challenges that you have in terms of cardiovascular health or aches and pains, you're definitely in the right place. One note, though, before we get started, these webinars that we've designed basically are an adjunct to the incredible tools that are available through the TLS system. They are intended to provide extra support and guidance, and they are not intended to replace the critical tools and resources that are available through the TLS system and through our website at tlsslim.com. Now, if you do go to our website, tlsslim.com, please be sure to contact your coach first, and be sure that you are already, for free, registered with them as a customer. That way, if you do go to tlsslim.com and end up getting a subscription to that website for a month, 3 months, or a year, that you will have your coach be able to view anything or be associated with you on that website. And the other tools that are available here are also the health guide, the TLS Weight Loss Solution Health Guide, which is incredible. Half of this book is an actual book that you're going to read, incredible information that's going to help you to further understand low glycemic impact eating, how to manage behaviors, how to navigate restaurants, and a lot of other great resources that are within this book. And the second half of the book enables you to journal your food and your health and your supplements and your sleep and your water for up to 90 days. So people who do journal and keep track of what it is that they're eating and what it is that they're doing actually lose 50% more weight than people who don't. So you want to be sure to make sure that you get that weight loss solution guide. Also, like I said, tlsslim.com is offered at $9.95 a month, $24.95 for 3 months, and $99.95 for a year. And what's amazing about this website is that it's dynamic. It's constantly changing, and it's constantly being added to. So it's got a lot of great features as well. What you can do first when you go to tlsslim.com, whether or not you have a subscription, is you can actually go on and take a free health survey that's going to help you to sort of determine if there's any accelerators in terms of supplements that may help you advance your goals and manage your health and your weight loss goals while you're going through this program. But there are also personalized weight loss program options. There's interactive meal exercise planning. There's a lot of PDFs that you can download and be able to print out for yourself. There's journaling online, so there's over 90,000 food entries, including restaurant meals, to help you to track your food intake. There's hundreds of low glycemic impact recipes and quick meal options. You can even type in searches for things like snacks just to get some ideas as you move more further through the program. There is a customizable 12-week exercise programs that are available there, so it would be graduated, and some of them started just 10 minutes a day, so they're really things that you can implement into any busy lifestyle. There's articles, there's videos, there's tips on, all sorts of different topics related to healthy living and to help to keep you on track. And there's also alerts and reminders that are available through email and text for supplements and medications or anything that might be, relevant to your life. So these are some great resources and tools that are available as you move forward through this program. Now, there are 4 great ways to get started with TLS. We are going to be focused on what you see that's underlined, which is called rapid results, which is really the most aggressive approach to your goals and is going to be the quickest way for you to feel, see results, and really reach your weight loss goals. But the other 3 methods that we have to get people started is really just based on your readiness and where you are in your life right now. And so when you take that free online survey on tlsslim.com, it will put you in and really help you to sort of see where you fall into in terms of which category. You can still follow rapid results, but it might be neat just to see where you kind of fall in. The first program is called Fat Shredder, which is really just a 2-week program to kind of give you some accelerated results. And what I do sometimes is have people go through rapid results, but maybe in this 12-week program, you might get to week 5 or 6 and then just want to kind of ramp it up or do something different. That's usually when I help people to follow the Fat Shredder program for 2 weeks, just a little bit of a change with the same science behind all 4 of these ways to get started, but some of them just, customized a little bit different in terms of how we approach it. Sure and Steady is a more conservative approach, and then Simply Delivered means that you can also implement this into Rapid Results as well. This is where you're going to have gourmet meals that can actually be delivered to you. So it is not a prepackaged Jenny Craig type of situation. These are actual gourmet meals that are intended to be low glycemic impact that will support the TLS system that can be delivered to you. So if you're somebody who is on the go, maybe you just want some breakfast options, or you have a busy week or whatever it might be, that this is something you can also implement. So just be aware that these things are available. But like I said earlier, be sure that you're signed up with your coach first as a customer, so that if you do go and register on tlslim.com, they will be associated with you as your coach. So let's get started. Week 1 is all about getting you ready for a lifestyle change, and that's what this is. This is absolutely not a diet. This is not fad. This is what you're going to start to try to implement, small changes to big changes for the next, however many years of your life, because if you follow TLS for your lifetime, you're going to be able to achieve all of your weight loss goals and be able to manage your health and the health of your family and the ones around you that you love. Therefore, though, we do start with a week of detox, and I will tell you, we're going to explain exactly why and how to detox optimally, but you're going to be able to set your own detox pace and a goal for yourself in terms of detox. Because sometimes when you say that word, people automatically have fear about what detox means because they've never systematically detoxed their system before, their bodies before. But this is nothing to be afraid of. This is something that even the people who are most frightened about what detox means for the week are able to manage it very successfully. And there used to be a time when I used to teach TLS where I didn't really require people to detox in the beginning, but now I do. And the reason for that is because you 100% are going to have better and faster results, and you're going to feel better, and this is going to be an easier program to implement if you do go through a minimum of 3 days and up to 7 days of detox. So we're going to go through why we're going to do that. Here are a few reasons why we do want to detox. And think about it, however old you are, I'm 40 years old, but, how many years of eating foods and with leftover food from every meal that you've ever eaten might be sort of left lurking in your colon. And that kind of sludge, just sort of sits there. And even if you eat very healthily or what you thought was healthily, but you're still carrying around some extra pounds, everybody is going to have some level of sludge and toxins that are just sort of gumming up their system. And over the course of years, that can really create some health challenges that start from within, not just from bacteria and things without. So that can be very bacteria causing. So what we want to do is get rid of the sludge and toxins, start from a clean slate, and allow our body really to start absorbing nutrients better and to start functioning in the way that it needs to. And the second bullet there says that you're going to change your palate, which I feel like is one of the biggest rewards, really, of Detox Week, is that when you're going to ready yourself for a lifestyle change, sometimes going a little bit more extreme right at first means it's going to be a little bit easier. It's almost the same as saying, gee, I'm going to start exercising, but you only exercise on Saturdays or Sundays, or you're a weekend warrior, where if you said, okay, for 1 week I'm going to exercise 1 or 2 times a day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, and you started to make it, you really just focused on that one thing, and you made it a part of your lifestyle for that 1 week, it would be easier to continue every day. And it's the same thing here. You're going to really be eating a lot more vegetables and a lot more of the types of foods, and because it's going to require some planning, and it's really going to just sort of be something different that you really do have to spend some time focusing on just for this week, everything else about this program is going to be easier moving forward. But I love the fact that we're also going to jumpstart your weight loss process. We never want to promote fast weight loss. What we do want to promote, obviously, and what TLS promotes is fat loss versus just weight loss, because we want to make sure we're maintaining and building lean body mass and muscle mass. And so you definitely want to preferentially lose fat to make sure that you're repairing and maintaining and boosting even your metabolism. So that's why other programs who just focus on weight loss are going to be less successful in the long term, because what we do here is we make sure that your metabolism is actually going in the right direction. And we're not concerned if you just lose 3 pounds. If you're losing it in the wrong way, you're going to slow your metabolism. We don't want that to happen. But what's interesting is that over the course of time, because of the foods that we eat and because we have so much excess sugars roaming around in our system, that really our bodies get very used to just sort of packing away the fat and not using it as a primary source of fuel. The way we're going to teach you to eat is going to help your body to learn how to burn fat. But during Detox Week, we're going to get a jump start on that. We're going to do it by depleting what we call your glycogen stores. Glycogen is just stored glucose or blood sugar that is stored in your liver, and when your body burns off any of its excess sugars that are roaming around your system for energy, it's going to tap into your glycogen stores before it taps into the fat. So once we are starting to burn your excess sugars, and then your body goes into the glycogen and breaks that down to glucose so that your body has more energy, where is it going to go when all of that is depleted? Once your glycogen stores are depleted, then your body can go ahead and tap the fat, and that's what we want to have, enable it to do. So I almost liken it sometimes to like that closet, that you have in your house, and it's just, you haven't been there, and it's just sort of packed, jam-packed with stuff, and you just don't even want to open the door because you just don't even want to go there. And that's a little bit of sort of your body gets used to a very sort of path of least resistance to use whatever sugars and available energy there is and just save that stored fat. Once you go into that closet in your house and you clean it out and you organize it, you don't mind to open that door all the time. And it's the same thing. Once your body finds that path to fat and starts burning it and it starts to become accustomed to burning it, it's just going to happen more quickly and you're going to start to see the weight fall off. So let's talk about what the detox rules are now. Please listen. This is what optimal detox is. People have had very successful weeks of detox, modifying it slightly. So what we're going to do first is talk about what's optimal, and then we're going to talk about a few ways that you can modify it if you see that you feel like you might be unsuccessful going for what we have outlined in terms of the optimal detox rules. The first thing is that every morning you're going to drink in a glass of warm water the juice from half of a lemon. This can't be the kind of lemon juice that's sort of in the plastic bottle that you get in the produce section. This has to be from a real lemon, and the purpose of this is to be able to flush your gallbladder of fats. So, people have asked me why warm water, why not cold water. Think about it when you do dishes and you have something that's going to emulsify some of the fats on a plate, like your dish detergent. That's what the lemon is going to be doing, but you're always going to be doing that with warm water to help to emulsify it, not with cold water, which is going to make it, sort of less liquefied. So the idea is if we're going to flush some of the fats and flush your gallbladder, you can go ahead and drink that with warm water. Now, some people don't have a gallbladder, and in that case, it's still a good idea to drink the lemon water in the morning because it's very alkalizing to your system. Do you need to drink it warm? I would, just because a lot of people like to have it warm in the morning, but really just drinking lemon water in general can be very good for you. The second rule is that you're going to eat often. We never want you to go hungry during detox. So I think that there's sort of this myth that, you're going to starve yourself. This is not a fast by any means, so you're never going to go hungry. That's the good news. You get to eat all day long, and it's just going to require some pre-planning and making sure you just don't let yourself go without food. So what are you eating? Well, unlimited vegetables, and you want green veggies to be the base of what you eat, but definitely have variety. Definitely have reds, oranges, yellows, all sorts of different vegetables that are okay with you. And, for some people, they don't do well with broccoli or with cauliflower or with tomatoes or nightshade vegetables like eggplants and tomatoes and peppers. So if you know that you have some sort of a sensitivity to a food, certainly you can stay away from those, but green vegetables really need to be the base, and most people don't have any issue with the majority of green vegetables. So I'm talking about spinach or kale or chard or broccoli or asparagus or things of that nature. But definitely add in the carrots and the peppers and, the eggplant and zucchini and other things, cucumbers and whatnot into what you're eating. What we don't want to have somebody do is just grab a bag of carrots, which happen to be high glycemic, and they're very good for you and have some great beta-carotene. But if that's solely what you're eating and you're not getting the fiber and the other low glycemic vegetables, you will have a little bit of an issue in terms of getting hungry or something like that during the day without having that variety. Now, you can eat fruits too, but only up to 3 per day. And so that's where you have to be careful of serving sizes. We do have, if you see your coach, you may have an adjunct booklet or a handout, or they may guide you somewhere where you can see what a serving size of a piece of fruit is. For a lot of people don't realize that for a big banana, half of a banana is really a serving size, or depending on the size of an apple, a full apple or a half an apple might be a serving size. And how many berries to have, that type of thing. The reason that we have a limit on the fruits is because they are higher in sugar, and they do break down to sugar a little bit more quickly. So we certainly don't want you to have your sugars, which is what we're looking for to balance your blood sugar, be altered because you're having too much fruit each day. The next thing is that we want to eliminate fats like butters and oils and mayos and dressings and things of that nature. And then but you can flavor things with spices and herbs and soy sauce. If you can find a gluten-free soy sauce, that would really be optimal. Vinegars are fine unless you know that you have an issue with yeast. pepper, mustard, things of that nature, what you'd want to do, though, is look and see, is there sugar added to this mustard? Because there's certainly mustards on the market that have it and that don't. And what we're trying to do this week is to be able to stay off of all the sugary type foods or added sugars that just sort of, appear in a lot of the foods that we're eating. Next, avoid coffee, even decaf. Why? Because it can create a very acidic environment in your body. So really, even just the way that the coffee bean is, goes through the process of becoming, available for you for drinking. Sorry, lacking words at the moment. But it can create a very acidic environment in your body. And then we also want to stay away from caffeine-containing beverages as well. Love the fact that we get to prescribe as much sleep as possible. Obviously, you still have to be able to live, and if you're working, you're going to continue to work. But certainly, if you have a chance to nap, you may not have quite as much energy in the beginning of the week, but you're really going to see your energy increase by the end of the week. Next is that we're going to avoid red meats and fatty proteins. So really, we're going to stay without protein altogether optimally for 7 days, but at minimum, we like you to stay away for 3 days. And I'm okay if people add protein. We're going to talk about modifications after 3 days. Some people do very well all 7 days without proteins, but 3 days without protein is really great to make sure you at least get that 3 down. Now, work out if you're already working out. Take a walk, do yoga, but you want to tone it down. You won't have enough energy if you're doing heavy strength training activities or prolonged cardiovascular activity. And so again, we don't want you to get dizzy or not have enough energy in the form of food to be able to provide the sugars and the fats and whatever that you need to be able to continue your workouts. And then of course you're going to drink plenty of filtered water. All right, so if you've got the health guide, definitely go to the detox chapter and read, because there is more detailed information in there. But these are the basic rules that we're going to follow as we go through. So the next question people usually ask is, what will I eat? And there's a couple of things. We're going to give you some ideas of what a day might look like, but there are some other resources. On tlsslim.com, you can look up detox recipes, or there's a PDF that's called Detox Power Foods that at least will give you that idea of, oh, you know what, I didn't think about water chestnuts, or I didn't think about, these other vegetables. And then again, if you don't see some starchy vegetables on there like corn or sweet potatoes, that's because those are really more carbohydrates than they are vegetables. So we want to stay away from the starchy vegetables unless we really, really need, an increase in carbohydrates or whatnot. But this is going to give you a nice listing of foods. But some other ideas, and a lot of your coaches are going to be providing you with recipes that we've found along the way to be really helpful that may or may not be on tlsslim.com, but certainly are being updated constantly. And some of these things that we've found to be successful, there's a cabbage soup, a detox cabbage soup that doesn't sound appetizing, but everybody absolutely loves this when they try it. That there's a broccoli soup and also a vegetarian chili, and I put that in quotations because it's not going to have the beans typical, which are really more of a carbohydrate, but it's going to have a lot of great vegetables in a base with tomatoes as well. We're going to have maybe sauteed vegetables that you can saute in just a broth or a little Pam spray or even a little bit of olive oil, which is a fat, but might be okay as a modification for this week. Raw veggies that you can just snack on, and bring in Ziploc bags with you, or salads or green smoothies we can provide some recipes for. Maybe you find some online. Berry salads like strawberry, blueberry, raspberry salads, or even baking an apple cut in half with cinnamon for a nice dessert that's something a little sweet with a little cinnamon. How about a no-bread bruschetta, where you mix up and chop up artichokes, olives, and roasted red peppers, and it makes just sort of something that tastes fantastic that you could put on top of something else or just eat it plain. Sometimes in your produce section, you can find fresh salsa. You can make it on your own as well if you like cilantro and red onion and things of that nature, but I find that over a steamed or grilled or broiled vegetable, fresh salsa tastes phenomenal, makes anything taste different once you start maybe getting sick of a plain vegetable. You can make dressings. They can be made with vinegar or lemon juice. Again, maybe just a little dollop of olive oil just to kind of, get it going, but really just even squeeze lemon juice or vinegar on top of salads or on top of vegetables, or even mixed with a lot of fresh herbs or jarred herbs can be fantastic. And how about maybe a baked portobello mushroom cap or a grilled portobello mushroom cap, some of the big ones, that you put some of the red pepper sauce in that we have a recipe for, or some grilled or sauteed vegetables. These are just a couple of ideas. You can get creative. If there's just certain foods you like to eat, cooked or not cooked, go ahead and stick with that. And if you want to just keep it simple and not be creative, that's fine. Just make sure you have a variety of vegetables, even if you decide to eat them all raw. here's what a sample day might look like. One is sauteed green vegetables or the Detox cabbage soup in the morning. I like having a soup in the fridge because you're going to keep opening the fridge looking for food, and having a soup ready-made and having foods that are prepared that you're seeing right there cut up or ready to go just makes this week incredibly easy. And maybe a half a banana. Then for snack, maybe you have some mixed raw vegetables like cucumbers and carrots and celery, and maybe you made a red pepper dip that you can just use to dip it for just a little flavor and variety. For lunch, maybe you have a salad and you mix a lot of vegetables in it. I also like to mix things like steamed broccoli cut up cold into a regular salad that has all the regular salad fixings in it. Maybe you chop up just a little bit of Greek olive with that and you have a lemon cilantro dressing that's on it without any oil in it. For snack, maybe you have a berry salad. Dinner, maybe you go for the vegetarian chili or maybe some grilled vegetables, that you just brushed with some vinegar. Maybe you put it on top of a mushroom cap, So these are just some examples of what you might want to eat during the day to give you an idea. You're going to find that you're really not hungry, and that's going to be, I think, the biggest aha moment for people is how little food you actually do require to feel good and to actually get rid of cravings, because you might find that they actually do go away after the second day. If you feel bloated or puffy, that's going to go away. You may find that you sleep better. You're going to find your energy to increase. You're going to find joint pain is starting to go away, and maybe your headaches go away. But beware, if you were drinking diet soda, that's actually harder for people to be able to detox from than it is maybe coffee. And so that's just something that you need to keep in mind. You might have a day or two of feeling slightly fluey or headachy or lack of energy, but it's nothing that really should prevent you from being able to go to work or whatever. And after you get through that first or second day, it does get a lot easier and you're going to feel fantastic, and everybody always does. But here are some modifications. So let's just say that you wanted to modify it. You feel like 7 days with no protein and all vegetables, fruits, and by the way, I didn't say, we said drink plenty of filtered water, but if you want to drink herbal teas like a decaf green tea or a kombucha tea, or any really kind of herbal teas, chamomile, things like that, that's absolutely fine. So definitely drink those, drink green smoothies, sometimes I even puree vegetables with broth and I put them in the blender and I just sip that during the day. So anything that you want to do like that to be creative is absolutely fine. But say if you're hungry or you're expending a lot of energy, maybe the type of work you do is landscaping or something that just requires you to be moving around a lot, maybe you work in daycare or something and you're constantly picking up kids, then just add a little bit of protein. We do suggest you try at least 3 days without protein, but what I tell people to do is just pick a protein like chicken or salmon, or maybe an egg or egg whites, and just, have that at the ready. I usually grill a bunch of chicken and salmon in the beginning of the week, and I just have it chopped up and ready to go. Now, when I get really hungry, where I might want to put my 3 kids on eBay if I don't have something in me, and I've been eating a lot of vegetables, I don't feel that I need to eat an entire serving of salmon or chicken, but really a few bites, and I find that I'm absolutely fine. So maybe I'll eat the equivalent of like 1 full piece of chicken throughout an entire day, but I'll just sort of be taking bites of it as I need to, just to give me a little bit of energy after the 3rd day. Another thing that you might do is you might just add a little bit more of good fat. So avocado is fine this week, olive, and maybe just a little bit of olive oil. Just be very sparing about it, but sometimes that might just be enough to be able to provide some fat to make you feel satiated like the protein can, and maybe just give you a little bit of a dressing that you made homemade so it doesn't have a lot of other ingredients in it. It doesn't have sweeteners and sugars, but just a little olive oil, extra vinegar, or lemon, or whatever on a salad might really just do the trick. As a last resort, you can add a starchy vegetable like a sweet potato or spaghetti squash. But similar to the protein, you wouldn't want to add a lot. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take just 1 sweet potato. I'll chop it up into cubes. I'll put a tiny little bit of olive oil and cinnamon and salt and pepper on it, and I'll just bake it. And I'll have it in a glass bowl. If I need 1 or 2 little cubes just to give me a little bit of extra starch and fiber that I feel like might just fill me up after I've tried a little bit of protein, I might do that. But if I got through 1 potato for the week, it would be a lot. And then, how many days do you feel like detoxing? This is another way that you can modify it. Maybe you feel like 7 days is just too much, and you want to start today, but you've got a wedding on Saturday, and you're going to eat healthily at that wedding, but detox might be tough. and so you do 6 days. That's fine. You know, some people say, you know what, I'll do 3, and then I'll see how it goes, and then they say, I'll do 4, and then just take it day by day after that. But what we want you to do is not sabotage your efforts and make sure that you're successful. So just outline for yourself what's going to make you feel successful, you know, with a minimum of 3 days, and then just go from there, and then you can feel really good about what you've done. Just be sure, if you are only doing, let's say, 5 days, that you have set up with your coach either to watch the next webinar or to talk with them about what do you do after detox to make sure that you're ready to go eating on what we call, it used to be called level 1, but eating on rapid results for the first 6 weeks. Then other people say, what about coffee? You know, I can't give up coffee for the week. Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe one idea is that you could switch to green tea that has caffeine if you felt like you really needed the caffeine for a headache. And that would maybe be a better option because green tea is going to have some more antioxidant properties to it, weight loss properties to it, and it's still going to give you that little kick of caffeine maybe that's going to offset some of the headaches, and you can get off of the coffee. But other people, I will say, have had a very successful full 7 days, no protein, all vegetables, fruits, waters, herbal teas, but they had 1 cup of black coffee in the morning. Was that a successful detox? Well, would I have liked to see them without coffee? Absolutely. But was that a major change from maybe where they were eating before? I'd say that that was successful. So again, let's just, you know, outline what you feel like you can do and what you're going to do, and then stick to those rules and be good about sticking to those. Now, some of you may have purchased some support products, which I definitely recommend. We have something called the NutriClean 7-Day Cleansing System Kit. What I like about this is that there's exactly 7 days in it of a fiber powder, release tablets, and a HepatiCleanse supplement. And what these 3 different ingredients are going to do is further support a healthy detox process. It doesn't even need to be started day 1 of your detox with food because it's never going to be a bad time to start your food. But once you do get this detox kit in and you have it in front of you, the instructions on the side are very easy to follow. You're going to find a little tub of a powder that has fiber powder in it that's going to be mixed with water. It tastes a little bit like Jell-O liquid, you know, like so if before the Jell-O was to firm up, that's a little bit of what the flavor tastes like. There are going to be some release tablets that are going to be in a blister pack, and then there's also going to be HepatiCleanse capsules that are mixed with the release tablets for a nighttime version in a clear packet, a plastic packet. And it's exactly 7 days of what you need to take. Some of them you'll take in the morning, either before or after you eat, and then another packet of things will be taken in the evening. If you have no gallbladder, just be aware that you would just eliminate the capsules from the clear packet in the NutriClean kit, and then you can still follow everything else. What I like about the fiber powder in that NutriClean kit is it's packed with probiotics. This is good bacteria you need to replace in your GI tract and keep your health, and really help you to kind of scrub out in a very gentle way and regulate your bowels. But it's going to kind of pull out things from your colon and intestinal tract to be able to help to eliminate it, while it's supporting and while it's a very gentle way to use that. What it's not is like an over-the-counter fiber powder that might have psyllium husk or something that can be very irritating to the GI tract. So I really like this fiber powder. It's very high quality. The release tablets and the HepatiCleanse are really going to help to pull out toxins, but again, provide nutrients that are very important in terms of repair and health of, let's say, your liver and your colon. So it might have milk thistle and other great ingredients in it that are going to help support and keep you healthy. But let's say you didn't have a gallbladder and you didn't want to have the NutriClean kit without the capsule. So you've got other options. I might try the aloe juice, which is wonderful in terms of providing a lot of good support in your intestinal tract and for your immune system. So again, another way to just support with great nutrients your GI tract. And then also, you could try our fiber powder, which just comes in a 1-month supply. And so in that 1-month supply, you can just go ahead and take it for that week, and you can also just continue to take it throughout the month. So let's talk about some frequently asked questions. One is the big one. Will I be in the bathroom constantly? And the answer is no. You should expect more activity in the bathroom, especially if you're hydrating more than usual. And of course, we want to be able to detoxify our system, but really, there's some people that just don't have regular bowel activity, and so this week it's going to become a little bit more regular, but it shouldn't be of a nature where you feel like you're constantly running to the bathroom. You will not be tied to the bathroom. You don't have to take off a week from work. Like I said earlier, maybe 1 or 2 days you're not feeling 100%, so maybe you want to start it on a weekend. But it's okay. I've had plenty of people be able to work for the week and have no problems whatsoever. It's very mild, even if you're using the detox kit in addition to the food way that we detox. Will I be hungry? You shouldn't let yourself go hungry. So really, as long as you're eating throughout the day and listening to your body and eating when you're hungry constantly, you should be fine, and the vegetables should be the first place that you go for that. But what if you do get hungry? That's where we said, you know what, after day 3, add a little protein. This is after you've already tried more veggies or maybe a piece of fruit, as long as you're within your 3 for the day. Now, some people ask me, is it safe to eliminate carbohydrates? And my answer is you're not eliminating carbohydrates. In fact, many of you are getting a lot of better quality carbohydrates because you're getting them from vegetables and fruits. A lot of people don't realize that the kinds of carbohydrates your body intended to eat were not in the bread form. So, it's really that you're getting a lot of carbohydrates from the vegetables, from the fruits, and that's why you're going to see that some of your cravings go away, but that you're going to be oddly surprised that you're not as hungry as you thought you would be. And your body is going to get rid of that physiological need for sugar, fat, and salt during this week. Now, what if you're a diabetic? Well, you're going to need to monitor your blood sugar levels if you were doing that before, so maybe a little bit more frequently. And as we said earlier, maybe you're going to need to add a starchy carbohydrate like some sweet potato if needed, if you felt that your blood sugar was dropping. But again, you should be getting enough sustained energy from a carbohydrate source if you're constantly eating your vegetables throughout the day and making sure that you're just spreading out those fruits, which are going to break down a little bit quicker to sugar. But, talk to your physician. Let them know that you're going through a weight management program. Anybody who starts anything new who's on medications, especially for blood sugar, it's a great idea to talk to them. But I have had many diabetics who take our class who really, this is the very natural way to adjust your blood sugar in a way that might be able to get you down or off of medications in the future from sustained following of the TLS system. And so it's not uncommon for somebody during week 1 to have their medications cut in half for their diabetes, or for them after a week or 2 to be able to completely come off of their medication, and that's great news. You just need to work with your physician and be in contact with them so that if something does happen where you feel your blood sugar is dropping, maybe you're taking too much medication because you're eating so healthily, and maybe they can make an adjustment for you. You'll have to work with them with that. So I apologize for the next question, but what if you cannot poop? Most people are going to experience a little bit of more activity, but some people have the reverse happen. A couple of things you can do. One, it's not on here, but sautéing lightly a vegetable instead of eating it raw might help. Remember, all these extra vegetables are adding so much fiber, which you would think would make you regular, but it's also adding bulk. And so for some people, that's going to be slowing down the process of being able to go to the bathroom instead of speeding it up. You can add a little bit of fat. You can add more water, or talk to your coach, because we have an excellent isotonics version of a digestive enzyme that also has probiotics. It's wonderful to be able to drink. It tastes like lemon or lemonade, and you just drink a little bit of it, 2 to 4 ounces with your meal, and it's going to absolutely help you to regulate your bowels, to process the food that you're taking in, and to help the peristaltic action. So if that's something that's an issue for you, that's definitely going to help to break down all the food. What about teenagers? Can they detox? And the answer, or kids, no. They really have to be 18 and older. And, a lot of times it's not that children don't need TLS, because they do. And but for them, a detox really might be just eating more vegetables and eliminating all processed food. So that's a great way to start any child on a path to healthy eating that doesn't, quote unquote, require them to detox, but really for them, that is sort of a detox, because it's really switching up. If you said nothing prepackaged, no cereals, no chips, no desserts, no nothing of like that nature, that's really important. One thing I also didn't mention is that when we're telling you that you can add proteins for the week, be sure it's not dairy. That's one of the things we definitely want to eliminate this week. It's like no grains if you were to go to something starchy, and no dairy if you can. We want to stay away from anything that's going to cause inflammation or that really might go against what our detox week is trying to accomplish. And some other people, certainly ask, like, what if, I did have a little protein and it was the second day, it wasn't the third day, I'm going to ruin all of detox, do I have to start over? Absolutely not. That's not the case, but you're just going to do your best to try to follow the rules as closely as you can. So remember your goal. You know, why are you doing this? Everybody started this for a reason. Maybe you were just got sick and tired of looking in the mirror and feeling the way you feel and having no energy and feeling like every year you're gaining more weight and you decided to finally commit. You know, or maybe you just feel like, you know what, I've got these last 15 pounds I just want to get off. I want to get serious about it. I don't want to diet anymore. And that's why you decided to get started. Maybe you wanted to just be a good role model for your family and learn the right way to eat or perform better as an athlete or come down off of medication. So keep that at the forefront. This is only 7 days. And it's just a great start for the rest of a lifestyle change. It's going to ready you more than anything else for lifestyle change. I'm always so interested to talk to people I get started after a week has gone by to hear how differently they start to think about food and what they learned about their eating habits and their eating behaviors and their taste and all sorts of things that start to change. Remember, this is nothing to be afraid of, okay? So detox shouldn't be scary for you. What I think is scary for a lot of people is the unknown, and it's just something new. But really, we've just run thousands of people through detox and through TLS, and we have wild success for people being able to achieve their goals. So start to think, you know, what is your relationship with food, and how do you view it? At the end of the day, your body views food as fuel. You know, we have some emotional attachment to food. It's just food. You know, and so you have to start to think about that. Why is it I'm so attached that I feel like I can't get rid of this? Is it an unhealthy attachment I have to a certain type of food or a certain disciplined way of eating that this is what I've always eaten and I can't imagine eating any other way? You know, also start to think about the fact that in this country we eat certain foods for breakfast, but other countries, they might have vegetables in the morning where we might not be able to fathom that. So this week of detox is for you to just kind of throw all those rules out the window and really just be able to just try something new for just 7 days so that you can start to say, you know what, I can change these, you know, agreements that I've made with myself about what food is and what it means to me and what it does for my body. So we know you're worth it. We know that you can do this, and we wish you all the best of luck in your detox week. Please make sure you talk to your coach. Visit tlsslim.com, do your reading in your journal, and have a great detox week.